Here and
Boom.
we're live. We're
Yes, we
late
are.
and live,
Yes.
but better late than never. We had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're still. We have. We always have a plan, but we're having some issues with it. All right, I'm just going to give us a few seconds here. Let some people start to come in before we even start with the introductions.
I don't like how my face is cut off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's birthday month and my face is cut off here.
Yeah, let's get.
This is an
There
injustice.
we go. How's
There
that?
we go. Perfect.
No cut off face now.
All right, I'm gonna share, and then people are joining on TikTok.
Yep.
Oh, we need to get Odette on the TikTok stage. Odette, how did we do that last time? Guys, bear with us.
I think my picture was never on there.
No, your picture was not on there, but you came on as a guest.
Yes.
Oh, there you are. Here. Right there. 716, Divine 716.
Yes.
Yeah, click on that and see if we can add her as a guest. Can we add her as a guest?
Do not see that.
Sometimes we can add people to the guest. I think there is a okay, guys, while we're getting settled here, guys, do not scroll away. You don't want to miss this. Today we're going to be talking about the top 3 mistakes that what's so funny, guys? The top 3 mistakes that you make on your immigration applications. Yes, that is Odette. Yes. Okay. And so what makes this evening so special, more special than any other evenings that we've had before, is we have our special guest, senior immigration officer, recently retired, Odette Causey, and she's going to be joining in on this discussion and answering your questions. So we're trying to get her on the stage on TikTok, and we did it last time, but we should have written it down. We shouldn't have written it down. let me see. So I always tell John to push all the buttons. He is just ferociously pushing all the buttons. How about the 3 dots?
Yeah,
3 dots on the bottom there. Bottom right. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's all right because you guys can hear Odette, and we can. If you don't hear Odette, then we can repeat the things. Yeah, but we're
can get it.
Wait, what's this? What is that thing? It's like 2 people. What's that? What's that button? Yes, go live with guests. There we go.
That was
we are inviting you. Yes.
Okay.
See, when John brought it closer, then I could see the screen.
Yeah. I did not push all the buttons because that one I didn't push.
I would go up, out. Yeah, oh.
Okay, now it says you guys will be back soon.
No, we should be here. Are we here?
Okay, you're here now. Yeah.
Okay.
So are you our guest yet?
I don't know. I don't see myself on there, so.
Okay. Just can you hold on to that? You're invited. All right, guys. Bear with us.
I think long as they can hear me, it'll be okay.
Yeah, we can continue to do this, but
thanks for the love, guys. Thanks for the love.
Yeah, we
appreciate
had a pretty rocky start here, but let's just
we're 20 minutes in.
Let's do it.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll. Welcome everyone. My name is John Gardner. This is my wife and law partner, Radlin Mendoza.
How's it going, guys?
We are the immigration law firm Gardner and Mendoza. We come to you every Wednesday at 8 o'clock from 8 to 8:30 to keep you up to date on what's going on with immigration
law. Or 8:20 to 8:50.
Or 8:20 to 8:50. Yeah, right. Or somewhere thereabouts. But anyway, and we like to keep you up to date with what's going on with immigration. And we also like to answer your questions. So if you've got any questions, you can go ahead and get them posted. We have a special guest tonight that I'm going to let Radlin introduce again. And we also have a great topic. This is super, super important stuff, folks. So pay very close attention. We're going to be talking about the top 3 mistakes that you make on your immigration applications. And you're not going to just hear it from a couple immigration lawyers. You are going to hear it from a very special guest. Great opportunity for you that you're not going to find anywhere else. Before we get to that, though, I want to make sure that I let all of you know that what we do here is for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It is not legal advice. And I apologize for the late start and the technical troubles. But it's gonna end well from here on out.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
All right. So our special guest tonight is Odette Causey. She is a retired senior immigration officer. She held many positions with the USCIS, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, including supervising, including detailing some very important parts of the organization in different positions. And Odette has been working for the Department of Homeland Security for what, Odette, 42 years or
42 years.
42 years. So if you guys aren't here, if you guys are scrolling away, shame on you guys. Shame on you guys. And today we're going to be talking about the top 3 mistakes, okay, that you make on your immigration applications. And this is leading up to an hour webinar that we are going to be doing next week, date to be determined. And we're going to get more into this. So if you're interested in going to that webinar and watching us and asking questions that we can answer and getting deeper into the top mistakes, because there's not just 3 mistakes, right? I mean, there's probably top 100 mistakes that you guys make out there. And we're talking to self-filers right now. And John and I have been trying to get self-filers to hire an attorney, talk to an attorney, but man, you guys are stubborn. We might as well be trying to help you along the way. So, Odette, do you want to start with one of the top mistakes that you see often in immigration filings? And really, this is Odette's stage because she's the one on the other side, or she was the one on the other side of the immigration desk. We're the ones filing, right? You guys, the attorneys, and she's the one looking at these applications going, What's the top one?
I think the top one is missing information on the forms.
All right.
Either blanks are left or we're just missing all the information. People leave out children, stepchildren, adopted children. They leave out marriages, divorces.
And why is that a problem? Like, I mean, so what if you leave out a divorce or a stepchild? Who cares? So guys, if you can't hear us on TikTok, please let us know. We'll try to make some adjustments. But Odette basically said one of the top mistakes, which is very, very simple. A simple thing to avoid is leaving out information. And so my next question to her, hopefully, if you guys can just give us a thumbs up if you can hear Odette really well, is who cares? Who cares if we leave out that random redheaded stepchild, right?
What happens is it may get to the point where it will have the officer not be able to ask certain questions that they should be asking. They're going to ask you how many children. You could just say 1, but not have your stepchildren or any adopted children. You can say, oh yeah, I'm married now, but not leave out divorces or previous marriages. So that would lead us to ask for marriage certificates, divorce certificates, annulments, whatever it was, death certificates. And when you leave certain blanks, that makes the officer question, well, why'd you leave this question? Like when they asked, how many times have you been married? What addresses have you used or your spouse used? Where is your current address now? You're putting a P.O. box. How come we don't have a house address? You know, what's the number of the house?
Yeah.
So those are some of the things, some of the top questions we ask when we're just first going over the form itself.
And so would you say that when you see those holes in the application, you think, something's up here, even though something may not be up? You guys maybe there's something that arises in your mind that something's a little off here. Is that one of the issues?
That's one of the issues. It determines the line of questioning the officers are going to use.
Right.
So if they feel like there may be something up and it could just be totally innocent, but we don't know the whole story. We only see a piece of paper. We're going over this piece of paper and we've gone over it before you even came into the office. So for us to look at it and then now you're in there, now we're trying to piece the puzzle together to make sure everything matches.
Right. And that causes delays, right? I mean, if you're having to ask for a divorce decree and you issue what's called the request for evidence, and let's say the divorce decree is in Venezuela and that person can't get the divorce decree within the 87-day time period, what happens to that case?
Well, the case is going to end up probably being denied for the fact that you didn't respond to the evidence within time. Immigration doesn't allow extensions. You can ask for one, but you're not going to get it.
Oh, did you guys hear
Okay,
that?
did you all hear that?
Some tough love here.
Yeah,
There are no
You're
extensions.
not gonna get it.
and
You're
this
gonna
is,
ask
this
what
is coming straight from the source.
this is coming
Exactly.
from someone who's worked with Department of Homeland. It was Department of Home. It was Legacy INS, Immigration Naturalization Service. There was no Department of Homeland Security, right? Or was there?
Correct. Right. No, we were under Department of Justice back then.
Gotcha. Okay. So okay, that's a really good one, guys. So do not leave blanks in your application. Do you know who doesn't leave blanks in your application and bugs you and bugs you and bugs you and will not file your application before all the blanks are filled up? Do you know who does that?
And
Okay.
also has extensive checklists of everything that we know is going to need to be in the application.
Who does that?
Who
Who would do that? Who
do
would
such a
actually
thing?
bother you so much that you're actually annoyed that they're calling and they call? It's your lawyer, guys. It's your immigration lawyer. It's us. We are knocking on your door. We are calling you. We want this information. When we're talking to Odette about collaborating on some of these videos, and I was telling her, I was like, the clients will not get us the documents sometimes. Some clients want. No, I'll call them. Let me talk to them. Let me tell them how important it is to get these documents. So guys, don't leave anything blank. Okay. There is one question that I'm gonna answer this question because it's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Spicy. I love it. I love it
right there because I wanted to come back to
Okay.
it before. But
Let's-
this is
Go
right
ahead.
now.
Go ahead and ask the
Yeah.
question because
Khalid,
we're gonna ask Odette. Odette has done thousands of interviews, right? Maybe 10,
Right.
maybe 10,000, tens of thousands, 10,000 interviews or more. Right. So
and Kalina wants to know age difference, how the officer will see this case, please. So what do you think? How do you see it when there's an age difference?
yeah, buddy, let's hear it. Let's hear
Well,
it.
that's a really good question. Every officer looks at it different, but I'll tell you when they come in and appear to really know each other, regardless of the age difference, then we know that it may be a real marriage. I mean, not every time it could be a 20-year age difference that there isn't a real relationship. And when I say 15 to 20 years, that's something that we look at. 10, no, but 15, 20, we've had 30 and 40-year age difference. Trust and believe me. Those may be a little questionable.
I've seen it.
Yeah. But
Okay.
we look at the relationship, we look at the documents that you provide. We will ask a certain line of questioning to determine, how much you guys actually really know about each other, spend time with each other.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
that's
So
good.
there's your answer, Clete. So a bit of a red flag, something you definitely are noticing, but something that can certainly be overcome if in fact you are in a bona fide marriage and you're meeting all the other requirements, and the officers can see that, right? They can tell by their questions.
Mhm.
So okay, let me tee up another question for you because this is good. We're talking about love and marriage and all the great things. Love and marriage. How much does love play a part in the immigration application? How much does love play a part? So let's say that you guys should see Odette's face right now. He's like, you don't have to answer that question, but what if we have two older people, and let's just say they're in their 70s, and they want to get married for companionship? There's no consummating this marriage. It's consummating the marriage. We're here. I'm not talking about like, an I-130 petition where there is a proxy marriage, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about couple is here in the United States. They are older couple. They just want companionship. They want friendship. We know that they're going to be sleeping in separate bedrooms. This is actually very common, not just with 70-year-olds, it's with people of all ages. And he provides the jokes and the groceries. She provides the cooking of the groceries and taking care of the home, and that's their relationship. But there's no, it's companionship, it's friendship. But they want to get married because let's say that I don't know. It has nothing to do with immigration, but it has more to do with companionship, and that's the reason. What do you say about that?
I think when you talk about an older age, I think that's something more that everybody would be able to understand, right? Nobody wants to grow old and die alone. They want someone there. We've had many of instances where they've had the healthcare provider that wanted to marry them just so, he wanted to help her out and she wanted to be there to take care of them. It's a fine line. I
Yeah.
can tell you that. I can't say, yes, they'll definitely accept it and approve it. No, it's something more to that. It's more to it. You definitely would need an attorney if that's what, the
Yeah.
scenario is. Don't try to file that one on your own.
So Khalid, yeah, he said he had a similar question about how the officer, is referring to you, that would see this case with the age difference. And Khalid, you just heard that it's gonna get some extra scrutiny, and that it's a good idea for you to hire an attorney for a case like that, case like yours. So you know where to find us and give us a call. Okay.
Yep. And we can also represent you even if we're not in your city. But I think the bottom line, it's a case by case basis. You better have a lot of documentation. I think Odette is right with the body language of the couple when they're going in. Like, when I see my clients kind of like doing a little bickering and stuff outside right before the interview, I'm like, you guys are fine. You guys are just like an old married couple.
Yeah.
They're they're nervous, right? They're already nervous. And they sometimes have these conversations, and I can kind of hear like the snippy, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a real marriage. But I mean, we know that way going in, but it's just
Right.
It's just kind of it's the body language, and it's just the how you all are together during that interview. And also important is the documentation. Just having the right documentation, that the bona fide marriage documentation. Odette, can you name some of let's just say the top 3 high quality documents to show a bona fide marriage and relationship? And right now, guys, we're talking about marriage cases, and this is for all applications, but we've kind of delved into marriage. But what are the top 3 things that they can provide? I know we provide as much as we can, but in your opinion, very high quality documents, what would they be? I mean, I have my
Yeah.
High quality
What are some good ones?
like mortgages. That's a high quality.
mortgages.
Mortgage.
Yes.
No one's just going to put someone on their mortgage. You
Yeah.
might put them on a lease, but you're not
Right.
going to put them on a mortgage.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
That's one of the top ones.
It's a good one.
I'm not going to always say bank statements, You could put somebody on there and take them off just like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe bank statements, joint bank statements with some good history, right?
right.
But,
To show there's activity in that account.
right.
That if you're going to provide a bank statement, we're going to look for activities in there.
Okay.
Don't have just a couple of things at a grocery store and that's it. That's not going to fly.
Oh yeah, I know.
Okay, folks on TikTok, just in case you're not following it as closely, you hear that? So if it's a joint bank statement, great. But you want to have some history there, actually be using it together. And
Right.
the longer, the better.
The longer, the better. Don't submit one bank statement and think that's enough. Try to show a trail of things that you've done together in your life, even dating, like travel history, maybe pictures from those travel functions with family members, things like that.
Yeah, this is
Mhm.
good stuff. A trail. I love that. A trail.
Mm-hmm.
A trail of things that you've done together.
Yeah, paint us a picture of your life.
I like that. Okay, great tips.
All right, so those are some great tips right there with the mortgage, a good lengthy bank statement history, and some pictures with where you've traveled with each other's families that, tells the story, leaves it so that the officer can follow the trail, as the word Odette used, of your life that you've been living together and starting together.
Yep.
All the things that, married people have.
Right.
Yep. Okay, did we just cover one of the top ones? That was it. Was that missing?
That was two.
Well, that was the missing documents, and then we kind of got into the age and the red flag of age disparity, which then led to whether it had to be burning love or whether it could be companionship.
Okay, I just making sure we didn't miss anything.
I'm providing the trail of where we just went.
Sometimes I forget, right? I don't know. There's a lot. So do we have I think we have a question here from Melanie. She wants to know, and this is kind of related to what we're talking about. Wants to know if our petition married son and daughter would be affected by the Trump administration. It was filed in 2014, a married son and daughter. So married son and daughter, a U.S. citizen filing for a married son and daughter. So that would be in the third preference category. I don't know the visa bulletin offhand. I don't, it's probably not current, 10 years only. I mean, it also depends on the country too.
Yeah.
So if your case is still pending and you're not at the interview stage yet, right? You haven't gone through NBC, you're not at an interview stage yet, then no matter what country you're from, no, it shouldn't affect the case going through the pipeline. If your son and daughter are at the interview and you're from a country where there is a security ban or that immigrant visa ban for the 70 countries, then yes, there is going to be a pause on that. So it just all depends on where you're from right now and where they are in the process. So hopefully that answers your question. All right.
Yeah.
The other thing that we wanted to talk about today as another mistake that people make on their applications, it deals with criminal records, any criminal incidents. And I think, Odette and John, that people misread this question on the I-45 application or even on the N-400. Have you ever been arrested, cited, charged, indicted, fined, imprisoned, right? It's very, very broad. So when you complete your application and it's an I-45 and you leave some stuff out because you're like, oh, well, I mean, that was in the other country, or that was like 20 years ago, or I mean, I just got arrested and they just let me go. You've got to put those things on the application. And
yeah, Dad, what are some of the mistakes you see that you would see with folks omitting criminal charges, criminal convictions that ended up becoming a problem for them?
Well, they become a problem, especially if it was something in their own country. We do get a background check in the US, but we also get Interpol records. We get anything related to your background. So wherever you live,
Yeah.
we're going to get it and we're going to see it. And if you don't divulge it and we have to ask you about it, and the going thing, oh, I forgot about that. It was so long ago. I don't care if you were 18, 19 years old, you should put it down. Don't leave it out.
Yeah, and that's a really good point, folks. I would hear about that when I was doing criminal defense a lot, when we'd be talking about the possible sentencing that could happen. And sometimes the guidelines would be very different, and people would always tell me that they forgot about that they got arrested 10 years ago, or that, oh, that's right, I did serve like 2 weekends in jail for, I just forgot about that. It's pretty hard to forget that you got arrested, and it's pretty hard to forget that you actually were in a jail for a couple of days. And so I never really fully bought that explanation. But that being said, you're saying, Odette, that everybody needs to know that you all know what is in their background. And so if they're trying to hide it, or they're trying to, switch it to something else, that's not going to fly, because you guys already know. And when you're asking about it, you already know. Is that fair to say?
Yep, that's fair to say.
Okay. Well, that's advice that we've given here a lot through the years, is to not misrepresent things, because you all do know. And many times the thing they're misrepresenting, it's not going to be fatal to their case. But once they start lying about it, then they're going down a road that is going to cause a problem.
Yep, absolutely. Can you speak a little bit about like deferred findings?
Sure. One of the areas
And
that
Odette can chime in as well.
Yeah, that I like to warn folks that, for immigration purposes, things that were taken under advisement or deferred, those are still considered criminal charges, criminal convictions, and immigration is going to know about them. So if you're thinking that, oh, well, I had a marijuana charge, or I had a domestic assault and battery, or something of that nature, and I went to court, but the judge just made me do a class, and I went back a year later and it got dismissed. So I just assumed that didn't have to be included because it got dismissed. What do you say about that, Odette?
Doesn't matter that it was dismissed. We still see it on your record. We still want to know what happened, and we still need to show, you need to show proof that it was actually really dismissed.
Right. Okay. So folks, again, if you are somebody who has a charge and you had some sort of a deferred finding, don't assume that because some judge at a state court, or some city told you that it was dismissed, that now it's a done deal. For immigration purposes, it is very much alive and well as a conviction on your record, and you need to be careful with it. And you may need to make sure you disclose it.
Oh, but not expunged cases though, right, Odette? Surely we can leave expunged charges and convictions off of our N-400 application and our 485 applications, right? Like expunged is gone. Like, no, our employers don't even ask for it. Nobody cares about it. Why would immigration care about it?
We care about expunged, and we also care about the ones that are pardoned.
Yep.
We need to see those too.
So
yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Expungements, deferred findings, we talk about that a lot. We don't talk much about pardons, but thank you. That's a great one for us to keep. We'll have to start mentioning that one over and over again as well.
Yeah.
Also that you know about and you need to hear about.
You guys have to put it on your application, especially the N-400 application. I mean, all of them. But let's just say you have an expunged case. Maybe after a period of time, I don't know. I don't know the mechanics of expunged, but you still need to put it on your N-400 application, especially because if you lie about it, then the officer is going to deny your case for lying to the immigration officer, and therefore you lied to an immigration officer, and therefore you're not a person of good moral character, and see you again in 5 years. Am I right, Odette?
That's right.
Yeah, that's happened to me before. I mean, not me, but
So just not to beat it too much, just one more. So somebody's in an interview and they say that they've never had any kind of traffic charge of any kind, and then you say you didn't have a reckless driving charge in Utah in 2003, and they say nope. Are you kind of letting them know that, look, I know about it, here's your chance? Come
Once
clean.
we give you the charge and a year or even a date, we know. Don't say no.
Hear that, folks? That's the
Don't say
officer
no.
giving you an opportunity
To write the record.
to write the record. Exactly. Okay.
Yeah, and your immigration file is open through the interview. I mean, it's part of the process. You can go in there and change your answers. And if there's something that needs to be changed because our client told us something, or maybe something happened from the time that we filed to the time of the interview, we always start that interview off by saying, hey, we need to make some changes. X and X happened. So we want to make sure that the officer, right when that interview gets started, that we're changing our answer, right? We're changing the no box to the yes box, because we want to be truthful during that interview, and we want that change to be made. So
yeah, we have a lot of little checks go out to little county courthouses, and a lot of certified dispositions coming in
absolutely
all the time.
Yeah, should we look to see if we have any related questions?
Okay, and Melanie, by the way, said thank you for the information.
You are so welcome, Melanie.
This is the next question that was up was a timing question. I don't know if you all
So yeah, this is a repeated question. Okay.
Long process for the RFE on a 485.
Yeah, Odette, you want to get that real quick? This is a question that we will be getting every single week. Do you
know how long is the process for an RFE on a I-485?
So the RFE is the time frame. We give you 87 days to submit it. Once you submit it, it will then go to the when it comes in the mail, it'll then be sent over to the officer to look at. So their next day that they're not interviewing, because they interview almost every day but one, they'll get a continue day in there, or in the afternoon they'll work your case. So it can take anywhere up to 30, 45 days to get a response. And hopefully you submitted everything on that RFE. They will not, don't piecemeal it in. Everything should be submitted at one time.
Yeah.
All right, everything in one time. Make sure
30
you get
to 45
right.
days. 30 to 45 days.
Mm-hmm.
The filings kind of remind me of the bar exam. We used to say, there used to be a saying, do it once, do it right, never do it again.
That's right. Because if you piecemeal it in, I mean, even when you're uploading to your account, like, don't do that. Upload it all, right? I mean, it's crazy. So, all right.
Okay. Do we want to get to more of the?
We already went through the three.
The three mistakes.
We did it.
We got our top three of the criminal.
We're now 7 minutes over.
Okay. All right.
So let's grab a couple of questions. I'm pretty sure we got all three of them. Let's answer a couple more questions, and then we can wrap it up. Guys, if you want to know, I think that Odette, you prepared like top 20 mistakes, right? Or top 10 for the webinar.
Yeah, I think I sent you 10.
Yeah. So we're going to go over 10, 15 mistakes, common mistakes that you make on your immigration applications. And we are going to focus on marriage-based adjustment of status. Well, we'll just say adjustment of status, right? Adjustment of status here in the United States. So if you want to come to that informational webinar, I didn't say very informational webinar that's going to be very helpful for you.
There you go.
Make sure you like and follow, and we will be posting it up pretty soon. It's going to be sometime next week, and we would love to have you there, because as John and I have been saying for the past 4 years while we do this live stream, you guys this conversation that we're having today is for you to call an immigration attorney up. Hopefully it will be us, but if it's not us, it's okay. Call a licensed and reputable immigration attorney up and get them to help your case now more than ever, right? Why would you want to chance it right now? You know exactly what's going on. If you just open up your social media app, you know exactly what's going on with immigration and how things can go horribly, horribly wrong. And so please, please protect yourselves. This is for you. This is for your future. And please join that webinar. And I know there's going to be a handful of you, more than a handful, who are going to self-file your case. And we're talking to you guys. We're talking to you guys. We want you to pause. You're probably stubborn. There's going to be a bunch of you that are like, okay, fine, whatever. But come to our webinar at least, so you can at least know the things to avoid and the traps that are there in those applications. They're not really traps, but you turn it into a trap by not completing things properly. All right.
We got a couple of comments here. Trevor Spencer says, appreciate you guys. Thanks for the comment. Good to hear from you, Trevor. And Roy Wells.
My cousin, my Canadian cousin from Canada.
That's right. We can end with this. He brings up a really, really good point.
Very
We've
good point.
This before, but he says, I wish more defense attorneys were aware of these facts and how they affect young green card holders. Even though I suggested we go to trial rather than plead, he disregarded my concerns and misadvised me into pleading. This overpaid, inadequate attorney became a DA despite his lack of knowledge. Please listen to these learned individuals that appear in this stream. Roy, I'm sorry to hear about that. We've heard this story before, though. It's really, really common for criminal defense lawyers to not know much about immigration or anything about immigration law. And they're just doing it as a routine case. They're not asking their clients what their immigration status is, whether they're a U.S. citizen, and they often will give bad advice. They advise something to their client that seemed decent in the moment for the criminal part of the case. But what they don't know is that there's a really bad shoe that's going to drop down the road in the immigration case, because there are immigration consequences to criminal convictions, guilty pleas, trial convictions, whatever. All right. So if you're a non-U.S. citizen and you find yourself with a criminal charge, make sure that your criminal defense lawyer is reaching out to an immigration attorney who can advise them on what the immigration consequences will be.
Yep, absolutely. And John is, he's, can I say expert? I don't know if I can say expert. He's extremely knowledgeable about this topic, having been a criminal defense attorney for 20 years. And Odette knows all about that.
Yeah, all ended well. Roy said, I told him he is wrong and caved in fear. Yeah.
Wait, I said Odette knows about that. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Odette has been on the witness stand as a senior immigration officer and supervisor, and John was the criminal defense attorney questioning Odette. That's how she knows about John being a criminal
It was
defense attorney.
a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. That's just water under the bridge. You know, we're all just doing our best, doing our job. So anyway, guys, we will see you next week. And keep your eyes peeled back for the webinar. I'm sorry I don't have that date for you right now. It is birthday week next week. So got to work everything around those festivities.
That's right.
And John and I are actually speaking at the Virginia Trial Lawyers Association Family Law Seminar. And that's going to be in Charlottesville. So we're doing that on Friday.
We'll be speaking about immigration matters for Virginia attorneys and judges so that they can be better informed on immigration law and how it applies to their practice areas.
Yes, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Odette. You're amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You.
Two thumbs up.
Love having you on. It's always so informational. Appreciate it.
I can't get my two
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Okay. TikTok. See ya.
Bye.